Okay, imagine this. We've got a robot surgeon, right? And it's assisting with this super complex procedure. I mean, crazy precision, like superhuman almost.
It's pretty amazing what they're doing these days.
I know, and it's all thanks to this tiny little computer tucked away inside. Sounds like something straight out of a movie, doesn't it?
You'd think so, but this isn't sci-fi anymore. This is happening right now.
Well, it's available today.
It is, and two big players are making it happen. NVIDIA's Jetson Nano, that's the hardware, and then there's DeepSeek R1, that's the software. Those two together are totally changing the game.
Jetson Nano and DeepSeek R1.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the Jetson Nano. What's the big deal with it?
Well, think of it like a mini supercomputer, specifically designed for AI and robots.
A mini supercomputer.
Yeah. It's really compact, but it's got this powerful 128-core GPU and a quad-core CPU. What's really groundbreaking is its ability to bring AI to the edge.
Edge computing. Now, I've heard that term before. That's all about processing information right there on the device instead of sending it off to the cloud, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But how does that actually work in the world of robots?
Okay, so imagine you have a robot that needs to make split-second decisions. Like, think about a drone flying through a really tricky environment. Now, if it had to send all that data to the cloud to get processed and wait for instructions, it'd be way too slow. But with edge computing, that drone can analyze everything right then and there and react instantly.
Because of the Jetson Nano's onboard processing power.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it.
So we're talking about robots that are way more autonomous,
Yeah.
more responsive, and not limited by internet hiccups.
Exactly.
That opens up a ton of possibilities, huh?
A ton. Think about robots working in remote areas, disaster zones, even exploring other planets. Edge computing makes it possible.
That's mind-blowing. Okay, but we've only talked about the hardware side. What about the software? What's DeepSeek R1's role in all of this?
DeepSeek R1, that's the brains. It's a powerful AI framework that runs on the Jetson Nano. And it gives robots three really important AI skills.
Three, okay.
First, computer vision.
So they can actually see and understand what's around them.
Exactly. Second is natural language processing.
So they can interact with us, like understand our language.
Right. And then the really cool one, reinforcement learning.
Reinforcement learning. Now, isn't that where the robot learns through trial and error? Like it tries something, makes a mistake, and tries again until it gets it right.
Yeah, just like how we learn.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Imagine a robot learning how to pick up different objects. It keeps trying, makes mistakes, figures out what works, and eventually it just nails it. That's what DeepSeek R1 does.
So just to recap, we have the Jetson Nano providing the muscle, the computing power, and then we have DeepSeek R1 enabling robots to see, understand, and learn. It's a pretty amazing combination, isn't it?
It's changing the game.
So where are we seeing this dynamic duo at work today? What are some real-world applications?
Well, one area where they're making a big splash is healthcare. Imagine a surgical robot assisting with something like spinal surgery, guided by real-time data and computer vision, all powered by the Jetson Nano and DeepSeek R1.
That's incredible. So we're talking about robots that are precise enough to help with even the most delicate surgeries.
Exactly. That level of precision means less risk and better outcomes for patients.
So it's not about replacing surgeons, but giving them a super precise tool.
Exactly.
Wow, this is a game changer for the medical field. What other applications are out there?
Well, think about robots that deliver medications in hospitals. They can navigate those confusing hallways, and you know they're going to get the right meds to the right patient every time. No errors. This frees up the nurses and doctors to focus on, more important things.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's about increasing efficiency, making things safer, more accurate. This is really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
But what about other industries? Where else are the Jetson Nano and DeepSeek R1 making a difference?
Agriculture is another big one. Picture robots carefully monitoring crops. I'm talking 24/7.
Wow.
Catching diseases early on, making sure the irrigation is perfect. That's going to mean a more sustainable and efficient food supply for everyone.
So these robots are like high-tech farmers, constantly watching the fields and making decisions. It's like taking precision farming to a whole new level.
Exactly. And that means we can produce more food using fewer resources. Pretty important for the future, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so healthcare, agriculture, huge impact. What about manufacturing?
Manufacturing is getting a major makeover, too. Robots that can adapt to new products and tasks really quickly. That means production lines are more flexible, more responsive to changes.
No more rigid assembly lines.
Exactly. These robots are learning and evolving as production needs change.
So companies can adapt to market trends faster, produce more customized goods, and even tailor products to individual consumer needs. That's amazing.
And it's not just about speed and efficiency. It's also about making those factories safer.
Because the robots can handle the dangerous jobs.
Right. And the really repetitive ones that no one wants to do. That means human workers can focus on the more interesting, creative parts of the process.
So it's not about replacing human workers. It's about making their jobs better. It's a win-win.
Absolutely.
This is all so impressive. It sounds like the Jetson Nano and DeepSeek R1 are really democratizing robotics, making it accessible to all kinds of businesses.
That's the real revolution here. It's not just for big corporations anymore. Smaller companies, startups, even individuals can now get involved and build amazing robots. And that means more innovation, more solutions to all sorts of problems.
That's a powerful thought. Anyone with an idea and the passion to create can now potentially build a robot that could change the world. What are some of the implications of this?
Well, I think we're going to see this huge surge of innovation, people from all walks of life developing robots to solve specific problems in their communities. Think about healthcare, education, agriculture. All these areas could be transformed by robots created by people with a deep understanding of those needs.
It's exciting to imagine all the possibilities. But I have to wonder, with such powerful technology, are there potential downsides we need to think about?
Oh, of course. As with any powerful technology, we need to proceed carefully and thoughtfully. One of the biggest challenges is ensuring the safety of these systems, especially as they become more autonomous and are out there interacting with us in the real world.
Safety first, absolutely. We need to make sure these robots operate reliably, predictably, especially in environments where they're working alongside people.
Right. We need to be sure they're not going to malfunction or cause any harm.
What other concerns should we be aware of?
Well, we also have to think about security. As robots become more connected and integrated into things like our infrastructure, we need to be extra careful about protecting them from cyber attacks.
Cybersecurity is a huge issue these days.
It is. It's not enough to just build robust, reliable robots. We have to make sure they can't be hacked or taken over by malicious actors.
It's a lot to consider, building these amazing robots and also making sure they're safe and secure.
It is. But I'm confident that with smart planning, thorough testing, and collaboration between everyone involved, the researchers, developers, and policymakers, we can harness the power of these technologies responsibly. It's about benefiting humanity without putting anyone at risk.
That's reassuring. It sounds like we're at this really pivotal moment in robotics. It's a thrilling time full of potential.
Yeah.
But we also need to be cautious and thoughtful about how we move forward.
I agree. The future of robotics is in our hands. We have the power to shape it for the better.
This has been a fascinating deep dive so far. We've learned about the Jetson Nano and DeepSeek R1, seen how they're already transforming industries, and explored the exciting possibilities they offer. It's clear that these technologies are paving the way for a future where robots are more integrated into our lives than ever before. But there's still so much to unpack. I'm eager to hear more about what lies ahead. What can we expect to see in the future of robotics?
Well, one of the most exciting trends is the integration of 5G connectivity with robotics. That's going to open up a whole new world of possibilities for real-time control and collaboration between robots. But we can delve into that more in the next part of our discussion.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. We've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive, but there's so much more to explore. When we come back, we'll delve deeper into the future of robotics, the challenges we face, and how we can ensure that these technologies are developed and used ethically. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to our deep dive into robotics.
Man, I'm still thinking about everything we talked about in that last part.
It's a lot to take in.
The Jetson Nano, DeepSeek R1, it's amazing how much they're already changing things.
And we're just getting started.
That's what's so exciting. It feels like we're on the verge of this robotic revolution.
We are, but we have to remember with any powerful technology, there are always challenges.
Right. We can't just get caught up in all the cool stuff and forget about the potential downsides.
Exactly. So as robots become more and more a part of our lives, I think one of the biggest things we need to address is the ethics of it all.
Ethics, yeah, that's a big one. Can you give me some examples of what we need to be thinking about?
Sure. So let's say we're using robots to make decisions, like approving loans or even in legal cases. We have to be absolutely sure that the algorithms those robots are using are fair and unbiased, and that their decisions are transparent. We need to be able to understand how they're reaching those conclusions.
That makes sense. Algorithmic bias is a huge concern these days.
It is. We don't want to create robots that perpetuate existing inequalities or discriminate against certain groups of people.
So how do we make sure these robots are making ethical decisions? I mean, where do we even begin?
Well, it starts with the design and development phase. The data we use to train these algorithms needs to be diverse and representative of everyone. And then we need rigorous testing, constant auditing to make sure no biases are creeping in.
So it's about building ethics into the system from the very beginning, and then keeping a close eye on things as they evolve.
Exactly. It's an ongoing process.
Okay, so that's algorithmic bias. What other challenges are out there?
Another big one is data privacy. I mean, as robots move around and interact with the world, they're going to be collecting tons of data about us, about our surroundings. We need to make sure that data is handled responsibly.
Data privacy is a hot topic these days, and it's only going to get more complex as robots become more common.
Absolutely. We need clear rules about what data these robots can collect, how they can store it, who has access to it.
People need to know what's being collected, how it's being used, and they should have control over their own information.
I completely agree. Transparency and control are essential.
So it sounds like we need some pretty strong regulations and safeguards in place to make sure that data collected by robots isn't misused.
We do. And I think those conversations need to be happening right now. We need researchers, developers, policymakers, and the public all working together to figure out how to manage this new era of data collection.
It's a lot to figure out, but it's important.
It is. And these are just a couple of the ethical challenges we're facing. There are many more. But I believe that if we approach this thoughtfully and collaboratively, we can find solutions that benefit everyone.
I hope so.
Me too.
Okay, so switching gears a bit, one of the things people often worry about is the impact of robots on the workforce. Will robots take our jobs? Will they lead to mass unemployment? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a valid concern. I mean, history has shown us that technological advancements often lead to job displacement, and they also create new opportunities.
Right. So maybe it's not about robots taking jobs, but rather changing the types of jobs that are available.
Exactly. Instead of seeing robots as competition, I think we should view them as collaborators.
Yeah.
They can take on the dangerous tasks, the repetitive tasks, the ones that are, frankly, not very fulfilling for humans.
Which frees up humans to focus on the more creative, the more strategic, the more human-centered aspects of work.
Exactly. Think about robots working alongside construction workers, keeping them safe from hazards, or robots assisting nurses in hospitals, freeing them up to spend more time with patients.
So it's about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them. It's about working together.
I think that's the key. And if we can successfully navigate this shift, I believe it has the potential to create a more fulfilling and equitable work environment for everyone.
That's a vision worth striving for. But it does raise the question of how we prepare the workforce for this future. How do we equip people with the skills they'll need to thrive in a world where robots are increasingly present?
Education is going to be key. We need to focus on STEM skills, digital literacy, critical thinking, problem solving. These are the skills that will be in high demand as robots become more integrated into various industries.
So it's not just about teaching people how to code or operate robots. It's about giving them a broader set of skills that will allow them to adapt and learn as technology continues to evolve.
Absolutely. We need to prepare people for jobs that don't even exist yet, jobs that will emerge as this technology continues to advance.
It's a challenge, but also an incredible opportunity to create a more adaptable and resilient workforce.
I agree.
Well, this has been a fascinating conversation about the ethical considerations and the workforce implications of robotics. It's clear that we need to be thoughtful and proactive as we navigate this technological revolution. But I'm also feeling optimistic about the potential for positive change.
Me too.
So where do we go from here?
What are some of the most promising areas where you see robotics making a real difference in the future?
I think healthcare is going to see some truly transformative changes. Imagine robots assisting with surgeries, providing personalized care to the elderly, delivering medications with perfect accuracy.
It's about improving healthcare outcomes, increasing access to care, and creating a system that's more efficient and more personalized. Exactly. And it's not just about healthcare. Robotics has the potential to revolutionize sustainability efforts. Robots cleaning up pollution, monitoring endangered species, planting trees on a massive scale.
Robots working to save the planet. That's amazing.
It is. And let's not forget about education. Imagine robots acting as personalized tutors, adapting to each student's individual learning style and providing customized instruction.
It's about unlocking the potential of every learner, making education more engaging and effective for everyone.
Exactly. And then there's exploration. Robots are already exploring other planets, the depths of our oceans. As this technology keeps advancing, I think we're going to see some truly mind-blowing discoveries.
This has been an incredible journey so far, exploring the transformative power of robotics and the challenges and possibilities that come with it. It's clear that this technology is going to reshape our world in profound ways. But before we wrap things up, I'm curious. What advice would you give to someone who's interested in getting involved in this field?
I would say, first and foremost, embrace your curiosity. Explore different areas within robotics, figure out what really sparks your interest, and never stop learning. This field is constantly evolving. There are always new things to discover.
So it's a field that welcomes newcomers, people who are eager to learn and explore.
Absolutely. And there are so many resources available now. Online courses, books, robotics clubs. It's easier than ever to get started.
And for those who have an idea they want to bring to life, who are maybe a little further along in their journey, what resources would you recommend?
Well, for those who are ready to take their ideas to the next level, there are companies like Shogini Systems that offer AI consultancy and development. They can help you turn your vision into reality. Whether you're a startup or a seasoned researcher, they have the expertise to guide you through the process.
It's great to know that kind of support is out there. So no matter where you are in your robotics journey, there are resources and opportunities to help you succeed.
Absolutely. And don't forget to check out channels like Techie Talks AI on YouTube for more insights into the latest trends and developments in this field. It's a great way to stay informed and inspired.
Great advice. This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. We've explored the transformative power of robotics, the ethical considerations, the workforce implications, and the incredible possibilities that lie ahead. It's clear that this technology is poised to reshape our world in profound ways.
I agree. And I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Me too. We've only scratched the surface in this second part of our deep dive, and there's still so much more to explore. When we come back, we'll delve even deeper into the future of robotics, looking at some of the emerging trends and discussing what we can expect to see in the years to come. So stay tuned. Welcome back to our final part of this deep dive into robotics.
It's been a pretty amazing journey so far, hasn't it?
I know, right? We've covered so much ground already, from the nuts and bolts of the Jetson Nano and DeepSeek R1 to those ethical questions and how this is all going to impact the workforce.
It's a lot, yeah, but it's all connected.
It is. And now I'm really curious to hear more about what's next. What's coming down the pipeline in the world of robotics? What trends are you seeing?
Well, one of the most exciting things on the horizon is how robotics is merging with other cutting-edge technologies. Like, for example, you've got 5G connectivity coming into play.
5G, right. The next generation of wireless tech.
Yeah.
Super fast, right. Low latency. But how does that actually affect robots?
Okay, so think about it. Imagine a world where robots can talk to each other instantly. And I mean instantly. Sharing data, coordinating actions, all in real time.
Wow.
No lag.
Yeah.
That could totally change things like logistics, delivery services.
Oh, I see. So you could have, like, fleets of robots delivering packages all perfectly in sync.
Yeah, zipping around cities super efficiently, no traffic jams.
It's like a robot ballet.
Yeah, kind of. But even more than that, it's AI. The advances in artificial intelligence are really driving a lot of these changes. We've got breakthroughs in natural language processing, computer vision.
Reinforcement learning.
Right, exactly. And all of this is making robots smarter, more adaptable, more capable of interacting with us, like in a natural way.
So we're talking about robots that don't just understand what we're saying, but they can actually anticipate our needs, learn our preferences, maybe even have a conversation with us.
Yeah, it's like something out of science fiction, but it's becoming reality.
And it's only going to get more advanced from here, right?
Right. As those AI algorithms get even more sophisticated, we can expect robots to tackle even more complex tasks. Think about personalized education, scientific research, maybe even creating art and music.
Robots making art. That's kind of wild.
I know. It really shows you there's no limit to what this technology can do. But we got to remember, as we push those boundaries, we have to do it responsibly. Think about the ethics.
That's something you've emphasized throughout our conversation. And it makes sense, right? As these robots become more intelligent, the ethical considerations become even more important.
They do, yeah. We have to ensure that robots are developed and used in a way that aligns with human values. Their actions need to be transparent. We need to understand how they're making decisions.
And accountable.
Right, exactly. And ultimately, they have to be beneficial to society.
So it's not just about building cool robots. It's about shaping a future where robots and humans can exist together in a positive way.
I think so. I think that future is possible, but it requires us to be intentional, to embrace innovation while always keeping those ethical considerations at the forefront.
I like that. Intentional innovation. So we've talked a lot about the big picture stuff, but for our listeners who are inspired by all of this and want to actually get involved in robotics, what advice would you give them?
I'd say the first step is simple. Be curious. Explore. There are so many different areas within robotics. Find something that excites you, that sparks your interest.
Right. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
Exactly. And never stop learning. This field is constantly changing. There's always something new to discover. There are tons of resources out there, online courses, books, robotics clubs. It's easier than ever to get started.
It's really cool to hear that there's a place for everyone in the world of robotics. And for those who are ready to take your ideas to the next level, what advice would you give them?
Well, for those folks, I'd recommend checking out companies like Shogini Systems. They specialize in AI consulting and development. They can help turn your vision into reality, guide you through that whole process of bringing your robotics idea to life.
So whether you're just starting out or you're ready to launch a full-blown robotics project, there's support available to help you succeed.
That's right. And don't forget to subscribe to channels like Techie Talks AI on YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest developments in this field.
Great advice. This deep dive into robotics has been incredible. We've explored the technology, the applications, the challenges, the potential. It's been a wild ride, and I, for one, am incredibly excited about what the future holds for robotics.
Me too. I think we're on the cusp of something truly transformative, and I can't wait to see what we create together.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. And keep exploring, keep innovating, keep imagining the possibilities. The future of robotics is waiting to be written, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to write it.